Good evening, everybody. This won't be a rant video or anything of me doing any type of rants or debates or anything like that. This will be a very special video, though. In the description, there you will find three links. One of them is to my second channel that I've left alone in order to preserve the playlist and the useful information on there because that's gonna help a lot of people out. Um, there's that one. And then there'll be a second one as well, leading to one of the playlists on from this channel. And then the third is a link that I want everybody to check out. I believe it's a video everybody could basically needs to see because like that video alone spoke to me, and it basically made a whole lot of sense that like where all this conflict is coming from, and exactly what's been the things that have been utilized as tools to start conflict, to start diversity, all this separation, all this hate, all this evil incarnate that has just caused so much destruction amongst so many people out there. But I felt the need to make this video this evening because there may be for people who may be going through hard times, just share these links for them for these for these playlists, because these are the same ones that I've used to deal with these situations when times get tough. Because I get it. Things like this, if you're going through this program, it can become overwhelming. It can get to you. It can sometimes even bring the worst out of you if you allow it to. You are indeed a lot stronger than you know, though. But, it takes time for people to realize that strength. And because of them being obsessive with us, basically, want to keep us isolated. They don't want us to be happy. They don't want us to find, a significant other. In my case, you guys have already known I chose not to really do that. But like nothing, I don't set that in stone because like I can't predict the future. You know, who knows? Maybe I will end up finding myself a woman around my age at some point in time. That's up to God though, not up to me. Things have an unusual way of happening, but um, I definitely wanted to make this video today. I may have talked about these frequencies before, but I don't think many people know about them. It's just maybe just a short handful. This isn't just for TIs though. This is for other people who may be going through some depressive stage and stuff like that. I feel like this would definitely help you out in situations like that because it's as well as it's helped out with me. But I don't want people feeling like they're alone out there. I don't want you feeling as if like other people don't get what you're going through. And times are tough. Times are really tough indeed when it comes to stuff like this. But something that I'm grateful for. I'm not grateful for being targeted, but I am grateful for the fact that I was spared of becoming a mindless slave to the industry that does nothing but just siphon off people's souls, feeding them to just spoon feeding them to the devil. I'm glad that God basically spared me of that fate. That's how I feel about it. Because I could have easily just as well as been any one of these mindless zombies out there who are just programmed to just be completely addicted to money. Just like, pretty much just like bees on honey. And, just be nothing but like a drone. Just a freaking mindless, brainless drone. Just has a specific function that does these specific functions until it dies. The thing is though, like these people if you can even call them that anymore, but they've sold their souls away. Those people sold these gang stalkers, these perpetrators, they have sold their souls to the devil for what? Money? For attention? For an easier life? What does that get you when your life is old, when it's time when it's time for you to pass on? How can you pass on at all without a soul? And what type of existence does that leave you with without a soul? It's almost as if the person never really truly existed. And they don't get to experience, what comes after it all. They don't even get to come nowhere near close to it because of what they've done with themselves. And as a result, they try to make the rest of us suffer because we basically haven't sold that right away. We have not given that up. We haven't. We still hold on to that with great strength, with truly great strength. But they are just so desperate to get us to basically give that up. That's just not going to happen. They can beg, scream, cry, do whatever they ask them to do, but it's just not going to happen because we're just too strong for that. But I know this stuff it does have the potential to get to people from time to time. So this is why I wanted to make this video, to make sure that those of you who are going through these hard times understand that you are not alone. There are other people who are going through this just as well as you are. There are people who fully well understand what this is. There are people who have even gone through this way longer than I have, and you got to learn how to both cope and learn how to take different sections of your life back in coming up with compromises to do so. It's not an easy method, but you got to tune them out and you got to deprogram yourself from all of the distractions out there that basically the devil's minions seek to put out there for you. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I know it sounds easier said than done, but it is possible. The more at peace you are, the more desperate they're going to get to basically disrupt that peace. The more happy you are, the more desperate they're going to get to destroy that happiness. They don't want us to be in positive at all. But you see, that's just it. It's so desperate to basically lower your frequency, to basically try to drag you down, but you can't let that happen. As times get tough and tough and tough again, you gotta keep moving. You gotta stay strong, and you gotta basically keep your defenses up. You gotta keep your frequencies up. You gotta do the best you can, even in times like this. Life's never been easy, but at least most of us who are, if not all of us, know exactly why life was met with so many different in different challenges in our lives. Now that I think about it, there's situations to where I tried at least two different scenarios to where I tried to get my life up off the ground, and then I didn't realize that actually I was being targeted until I started digging into this stuff, and then one thing led to another. I still wasn't aware of it until it became super obvious, and then okay, now I know what's going on. But in situations like that, it takes people a minute or two, or not really a minute, it takes time for people to really get their bearings on how to deal with this. It can cause you to basically, basically trip, basically be tripping over your own toes and setting your own self up, because you would expect justice for stuff like this, but you have at that point in time, you don't even know that the cops are in on this, the government's in on this. You think it's just a petty thing that's going on. You don't realize just how big it is. It is sad that stuff stuff is like this, but you need to understand, we're going through a time to where everybody's being judged. These people out there who basically are desperate for control, they are obsessive with with the realm of materialistic things. They have sold their soul for materialistic things and for money. They've done this because they basically have no belief in God at all. Yet they have belief in satanic entities, though. Miraculously enough, we have Satanists who are highly involved in these groups. They worship a demon, so there pretty much damn well has to be a divine being of great good. There has to be. So, of course, they would be desperate to get as many people to just, be enslaved to their satanic, being that they worship, these false gods, these false entities, these demonic beings that they pledge their their eternal loyalty towards. There would have to be someone who was out there to basically put a stop to this stuff. But you got to remember, God doesn't interfere with free will. We can be guided, but there's only so much God can do. But even with that, that doesn't make the power any that God possesses any less greater than it already is, because it has the ability to do tremendous things. In times like this, though, I know people are going through a whole lot, and this stuff can cause a lot of stress. So, as mentioned before, I have 2 links in this video in the description that will help you out with this. The third one is a clarity video, basically to really to get yourself opened up and unprogrammed from the reality that we are in. They'll get you to a more profound understanding. I can't really post this video because the whole copyright situation. It's different if I do a reaction, but I figured it's best just to leave a link for you all. So anyway, with that mentioned, I pray and send I send both my prayers and my love out to all of you. Stay safe, and as always, stay strong.